You're listening to the Focused and Fearless podcast. I'm your host, Heather Angel, and I've been helping people tune into what lights them up and increase their personal and professional performance for over a decade. Now I'm best known as a high-performance coach, helping entrepreneurs like you cut through the noise and create a business and life on your terms. If you're ready to step out of struggle and discover how simple it can be to create a fulfilling, joyful, and successful business without all the overwhelm and long hours, you're in the right place.
I have an episode for you today. Welcome, beautiful ones. Welcome to the Focused and Fearless podcast. Today, I'm asking you the question, if you are blocking the abundance that wants to flow to you. Oh yes. I'm not 100% sure right now, if I'm totally honest, how deep down the rabbit hole I'm going to go into this one, because it's a huge topic, but I really want to share a couple of nuggets and a couple of key takeaways that you can get to help you make sure that the abundance that's trying to flow to you, because it's always trying to flow to you. You know, the universe is good. It's got amazing things in your future waiting for you. You just have to be open to receiving it. So I want to make sure that you are not blocking what is coming to you. So that is what we're going to dive in today, and I'm very excited about it. But before we do, just a quick reminder to let you know that the free community, Freedom from One-to-One, is now open to you in Facebook. Completely free Facebook group community. It's hosted by me. It's for coaches, consultants, therapists, healers. Those of you that are exploring the idea of taking maybe part or all of your business online, or perhaps you've maxed out your one-to-one capacity and you want to explore different ways of perhaps reaching a wider audience, maybe creating group programs or ways where you can serve more people, make more money without it necessarily being in the one-to-one model of trading your time for money. So that's what Freedom from One-to-One is all about. It is my free group in Facebook. It'll be in the show notes, or you can just obviously search it in Facebook. Okay. So I hope to see you in there, my lovelies, because it's fun. It's really, really fun. Okay, so let's talk about blocking the flow of abundance. I'm just going to take a deep breath here, because this is a meaty subject, which I'm going to do my very best to break down into a short, easy to digest podcast episode for you. Now, first and foremost, let's be totally honest. As entrepreneurs or, business owners, we hear the word abundance, we think cha-ching, we are thinking money, okay? Abundance, money, nice things, okay? But abundance is so much more than that, so much more than that. Abundance is everything from money, love, sex, joy, happiness. It's all the goodness in the world, all the amazing, beautiful things that can be coming to you that make your life feel abundant. And often those things might be different for different people. But I know that when I talk to my clients or when I'm doing workshops and things, we're mainly talking about money when we talk about abundance. And so I want to give you a real life example to start off this podcast episode of a way that I was blocking abundance. And it all starts with a story about a woman trying to give me £2. Yes, £2. So last summer, throughout the whole of the summer, on a Friday at the school gates would be this blimmin' ice cream van. And my kids would pester me every Friday when I pick them up. Mummy, can we have an ice cream from the ice cream van? Now, total real talk and truth here. Usually when I'm going to pick my kids up on a Friday, I am running late. I never carry cash anyway. So I always used to forget to bring cash or go to the cash point to get cash to buy them a flipping ice cream from this ice cream van. So they'd usually get annoyed with me, and I would, just supplement it with getting them something on the way home or promising them a trip to the ice cream shop that we've got near us over the weekend. But anyway, this one Friday I've got to the school gates and the usual, Mummy, did you bring cash? Can we get an ice cream? And I was like, no, sorry boys, I didn't bring any cash. Really, really sorry. We'll get ice cream on the weekend. And this lovely lady, I think she was actually a nan of one of the kids at the school, heard me, and she was just like, oh, I've got cash, here you go, and went to give me a £2 coin. I literally freaked from the inside. I was like, oh, no, it's fine, honestly, it's absolutely fine, I can get them ice cream. And they're like, no, mummy, quick, let's have an ice cream. And she's like, oh, have it, it's no problem. And I was like, no, it's fine. I was pushing it away. Not because I didn't want to take the money to go and get my kids an ice cream. It would have solved my problem. My kids would have got an ice cream. They would have been blissfully happy, piling their poor little bodies with dairy and sugar. They would have been blissfully happy. But me, I was like, no, I cannot take that money from you. It was a physical reaction. I just couldn't take that money because in my mind I was like, oh my gosh, I was going through this whole scenario of I'll have to find you again to pay you the money back. I can't possibly just take £2 off a stranger. Oh my goodness, I can't do this. I can't possibly just take £2 from somebody. And the thing is, this woman was so lovely and she was like, no, honestly, take it, get them an ice cream. And I literally was putting my hand out. I was like, no, it's fine, smiling. I was like, oh, no, it's fine. Come on, kids, let's go. And as I walked away, the look on this lady's face was crestfallen. I mean, bless her. All she wanted to do was give me £2. We're not talking millions here. We're talking a £2 coin so that I could go and get my kids an ice cream. That lovely lady wanted to help. That lovely lady wanted to give the gift. She had change. She was happy for me to have it. She wasn't asking me for me to pay it back, although I would have probably bumped into her at some point and been able to do so. And I was batting it away. And as I walked away from that conversation with my kids a little bit annoyed that I hadn't taken it, so they didn't have an ice cream, I realised it was like a sense, call it a download or whatever, but I was like, oh my goodness. This is what I'm doing all the time. This is what I'm doing in business. This is what I do in my relationships. I do this with every aspect of my life. I push help. I push money. I push abundance away because I have a deep-rooted guilt about receiving it. Now, this story is a story about ice cream and a couple of quid. But what I want you to realise is that this was a breakthrough moment for me. And I'm sure as entrepreneurs, if you've been in business for a little while, that you've probably got many, many breakthrough moments that you can think of that went, aha moment, breakthrough. Why am I doing this? You realise the patterns that you have in your life that are holding you back. And so I did my usual. Later on that day, I was like, right, I need to journal this out. Like, why on earth was I doing this? And I realised the pattern I'd been following, the same way I'd done that with that lovely woman who wanted to give me £2. I did that with clients. I realised that when I had clients, and at one point when I had my private practice as my sole income, I had 15 one-to-one clients. And that is a lot. I found that a lot of people to be working with. And as much as I would still be doing those discovery calls and I'd be signing up the clients, after the initial elation of like maybe a couple of minutes of like, yes, awesome, I can't wait to work with her, she's amazing and she's paid me, which is awesome, contract signed, great, I would be filled with dread, with this heavy feeling. The minute that cash would hit my account, I'd be like, oh my God, I've got to be amazing for her. I've got to help her make this back tenfold. I've got to be the best I can possibly be. All those feelings would come up because I'd received that money from my client, and it was that feeling of, right, well, now I am 100% responsible for her happiness, success. Her business has got to thrive and flourish because she's just gone and paid me a couple of grand and it's just hit my account. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Now, does any of that sound familiar to you? The reason I'm sharing these couple of stories with you is because as entrepreneurs, we spend so much time working on how we're going to get the money, how we're going to attract the money. We work on our marketing, we do discovery calls, we do sales calls, we do workshops, we do webinars, we do challenges, we do launches, we do all the things, okay? Gosh, it's exhausting just thinking about it. So we do all these things to get the money, to bring the clients, okay? And we do it for all the good reasons. We want to help more people, we want to bring more abundance into our lives, we want to have more money, all that stuff. But what happens when you haven't worked on the other side of it? What happens when you haven't worked your receiving muscle? Okay, how good are you at actually receiving? And yes, in this episode, we're talking about money, but actually this relates to everything. How good are you at receiving help? I'm awful. Genuinely terrible at it. I'm working on getting better. But when someone says, oh, do you want me to help you? Do you want me to take the kids? No. I'll just struggle. I'll be the martyr. So flipping British. I'm trying to get better at that. When people offer me help, I try and accept it. Not try, I am. I am getting better at accepting it. But think about your own life. When people offer you help, do you accept it? Love, sex, happiness, compliments. How good are you at accepting a compliment? If I met you tomorrow and said, oh my gosh, I love your lipstick. It is gorgeous on you. And would you just go, oh, thank you, accept it, enjoy the compliment? Or would you bat it away going, oh, this old lipstick, I've had it for years. Or, the one I used to go, oh God, yeah, I've had this at the bottom of my makeup bag for ages. Or, oh yeah, I forgot I put it on. Or do you go straight back with that, oh yeah, you look amazing too. Or, oh, I love your lipstick, or I love your hair, or whatever it is. Because you feel like you're indebted. Someone's given you a compliment, so you better give a compliment back. That's just batting away the goodness, the abundance, the compliment, the joy, everything that's coming to you. So it's not just money that we do this with. As I said before, it's a receiving muscle, if you like. You need to get used to receiving. Because if you're batting away, like everything's energy, okay? You know this. Everything is energy. In the whole universe, everything is energy. So if your bank account right now is not looking very healthy, is not looking how you want it to do, if your business is not going as well as you want it to do, for a moment, I'd actually like you to separate your thoughts away from the money and look at all the other aspects of your life. Where in everywhere else in your life are you not receiving what is coming to you? Where are you putting those blocks up, those barriers? And I mentioned, and again, I think I'm going to do another episode on this because this is a big rabbit hole to go down. But I mentioned love, sex, happiness, compliments. These are all big areas which are really easy for you to realize whether you are actually not so good at receiving. And the thing is, I know my audience, a lot of people, most of my clients are either coaches, healers, consultants. They usually have some kind of spiritual aspect to the way they run their business. They're very entrepreneurial. So they're very, very giving people. And most of my audience are women, but actually the guys that are attracted to this podcast and the guys that are attracted to the group, they're very, very giving people. Very, very generous with their time, with their advice, with their love, with their money. Very generous, very giving, but not so good at receiving. So I think I'm going to actually draw it to a close here because this can go on another tangent, and I've actually got an amazing guest in mind that I want to bring on to talk about the relationship between blocking money and the relationship you have with sex. Oh yes, people, it is linked. Believe it, it is linked. I'm going to bring you an amazing guest later on in the year to talk about that. But for now, just have a little think. Maybe get your journal out. Maybe think about that example I gave you about the compliment. What do you do when someone compliments you? Do you bat it away, or do you accept it and be grateful for it? Because when someone gives you a compliment, you don't need to compliment them straight back. Because this is another thing, and I said I'm going to finish it up, but last bit here. You cannot give without having someone else to receive. It is impossible. You can't give a gift if you have no one to receive that gift. You cannot receive a gift if someone is not giving it to you. So imagine yourself at Christmas. If you'd spent an amazing amount of time choosing incredible gifts for your friends and family, and you were so excited to give them that gift, and they went, oh no, it's all right, don't worry, you keep it. I don't want it. Thank you, I don't want it. You'd feel horrible. You'd want them to have it. You spent all this time, buying this incredible gift, putting loads of thought into it. You want to give them this gift, and they're not receiving it. It's horrible. Giving and receiving are the same thing. You can't have one without the other. So how good are you at receiving? So that is your takeaway, and a little bit of homework from this podcast episode is to ask yourself, are you blocking the flow of abundance? and abundance in all areas. I've used the example of compliments. I've used the example of help. You know, we love to be attached to struggle sometimes and we don't even realize it. So maybe the next time a friend or family member says, hey, you know, do you want me to look after the kids for a couple of hours so you can do some work? You know, your heart goes, yes, please. So why not just say, actually, yes, that would be amazing. Without the attachment of, I need to pay you back. You know, maybe you could say, well, you know what, on the weekend I can look after your kids if you want to go and get your hair cut or something. You know, you can do a trade. That's fine. But quite often people will offer you help because they want to help you. They will offer you, as in my ice cream example, a couple of pounds because they want to help you out of a sticky situation. They want to help you. So your homework is homework sounds like I'm your teacher, but your little takeaway and something to consider and ponder on is, how good are you at receiving? And really, really lean into this one. Journal on it, go for a walk, think about it. And the next time someone gives you a compliment, I want you to just accept it. The next time someone offers you, you know, a couple of quid because you're short of money at the car park or something like that, just graciously and gratefully accept it. Okay, so that is the roundup for this episode. Your key takeaway is that abundance flows in all forms. If you're blocking one, you're blocking the other. All right, my gorgeous ones, this episode's been fun. I think there's many more conversations to have around here. So I will be sure to line up that amazing speaker that I mentioned earlier. And I wish you all the best for the rest of the week, and we'll speak again soon.
Thank you for listening to the Focused and Fearless podcast. If you'd like to continue the conversation or have a question that you would like answered in an upcoming episode, head over to Instagram and connect with me at Heather Angel Coaching. If you enjoy this podcast, please share your thoughts in a review on iTunes. I truly value your feedback and I take the time to read every single review. Have a beautiful week, and I'll see you in the next episode.